Hello, Speed Gaming. We have a Week 5 Randomizer League matchup today with Solski from Team Muscle Club and Nitro from, actually, I don't think Croc's Third Law. I believe he's on Team WWE, Wondrous Wave Enjoyers. Anyway, we have pretty important matchup for both these teams. These are okay. Wow, that's a nice sprite with Solski. These teams are in the Meridia division, and they're both at 5-3, the same record. So pretty important to get wins, not just to possibly catch up to the first place team, which is Catgirls, but also just maintaining that playoff position seeding altogether, because there's quite a lot of teams competing for the playoff spots. And our logic this week is Chozo with Boss Shuffle. And for if you're new to Chozo, basically what that means is that instead of major minor placements that you often see, there's even fewer locations, which are the physical Chozo statues across the world, and then also includes this morphing ball, which will always be just morph ball, pedestal, and a couple of boss reward locations, which are just kind of locations that are behind the boss after they've been defeated. So this is our first true Chozo location, and they find power bombs early, which is quite nice. So sometimes the seed will only give you power bombs at the intended Chozo statue and lock that power bombs anywhere else. So finding power bombs early is nice. And both runners will go to the right, pick up a couple more items that are, again, not Chozo logic. They're not Chozo locations, but could be out of logic missiles or supers. But only finding missiles means we're going to have to possibly be on the lookout for where the first intended supers are, or find out logic supers. And it looks like we're going to have a behind morph ball check for both these runners. And it is super, so I would not be surprised if at least one of these runners did not take meme route. But it looks like Nitro's turning around. And so Solski. So meme route in Chozo actually has quite a lot of value in terms of the routing, just because there's the Alpha PB location, which is a Chozo, so sometimes you can just route, of course, the backwards meme route and then just go down to Red Tower and continue down from there. But it's totally fine to just take this normal route anyway. Solsi is just going to hard skip the missiles. Yeah, another quirk of Chozo logic is that the charge beam has a couple of bosses that the logic forces that item to be placed before. So if Crocomire, so it's Crocomire, Botwu, and Ridley. So if any of those three bosses are required in the route to finish the game with the Chozo items, it's going to have to give you charge before any of them. So sometimes runners will just go straight for charge. And as I say, there it is. Charge beam adds 230 missiles. This is actually really interesting though, just because it could mean, in terms of what the runners do, it won't really affect anything, but logically you've only found a Chozo powerbomb tank, and no missiles. So that means that technically they're breaking a logic by going to this BT, which is you never really, consider that, but it is technically true. And BT is just an E-tank. So besides the power-ups, we will find 2 missiles, 2 supers, 1 power bomb, 3 E-tanks, and 1 reserve tank on Chozo statues. So I'm not sure if the runners will do this, but it's possible that there could be... Well, if Gauntlet's required, I feel like it would only be an ammo or a bomb at our bombs, because nothing else would really further progression. So it looks like Solsi is actually going to possibly go check Gauntlet now. And Nitro's just hard skipping it. Oh, he's just going to go right completely. Okay, so this is also interesting. Just taking this backwards loop. Well, I'm still seeing if Solsi's going to continue to wreck ship or... No, he's just going to go down. Okay, not bothering the boss check. But he's going to find the alpha PB location first, which could work out for him, but it is orphaning quite a lot of item. Well, mainly Brinstar Reserve. So if Brinstar Reserve have something very, very important, that could be wasting some time for Solski if he has to go back there. Like, having Charge Beam early is really good, though. So not having to worry about that. And it's just a missile, unfortunately, at Alpha PB, so... Okay, he's going to reset altogether. And we find bombs at Brinstar Reserve, so... Unfortunately not too useful, especially considering Nitrogen picked up another PB pack behind it. But, I mean, yeah, it is something. So Gauntlet likely just... I feel like logically, it might have actually required you to go meme route, just because of the early power bombs. But it could have also been screw attack at Gauntlet. Solstice's going to skip more missiles. So... Yeah, considering he has a charge, I assume he's going to commit to just finding... I mean, hopefully Plasma, he would want that the most. But just some type of beam in a convenient location. So Nitro currently in the lead with the slightly favorable routing, but he will most likely go up to Alpha PBs just because again, with such few Chozo statue locations, and also, I mean, so far we haven't really found anything incredibly useful. Just orphaning that location is really painful if it happens to be like a suit. Like, it's a big, big backtrack. And we have Grapple. So, pretty useful to access X-Ray. So that's certainly going to be a location both runners are going to check. And yeah, chat kind of theorizing what logically the C is having you do. Because something almost certainly has to be a charge, and it's likely just super missiles. Yeah, it is supers. That makes sense. Finding a third power-up pack here is nice too. Just so that for Turian if ice is not found. And Nitro, we'll see what order he decides to do these red tower checks in. And yeah, he's gonna go up first. So this is pretty again pretty efficient in terms of we barely missed that shot there. Because likely what he's gonna do is just alpha PBs and then down. Because in boss shuffle, going up to wreck shift is extremely risky. Just because if it's not fan tuned there, then it's just pretty much a big waste of time. And many of these seeds tend to just have progression in Norfair anyway, because there's a lot of locations there. So yeah, Nitro will have to spend the time doing these checks, and that's gonna pretty much it's gonna be pretty close. We'll see when both of these runners end up back at the Red Tower Junction. Well, the problem is just CWJ is always in logic, so there's like nothing preventing you from ever going to wreck ship if you decided to gamble on that. Or like if it actually required you to do so. It just, I guess, makes it easier. Yeah, so it looks like Nitro is a couple rooms ahead, but it's still, I mean, obviously really close. And execution could make a lot of difference depending on how the routing goes. Yeah, we have an Ice Beam. So, good item to find. It doesn't really boost the power of your beam that well. It's like infamous for often turning off your Ice Beam when you have just the power beam. But it will make Turian faster, so definitely no complaints there. I mean, I think the biggest read might possibly be that a required or Dragon Vanilla with the ice given out early. But of course, we won't know any bosses for a while, I imagine, unless they decide to go straight to Kraid location. And it's just an E-Tank at Spazer. So interestingly, not a whole lot being given out so far, which is honestly kind of rare for Chozo, because Chozo, you'll pretty likely find at least one suit early in the seed. In terms of heated runs, the logic is you're going to need to be given at least 3 of the Chozo tank / reserve tank, as well as enough extra tanks for whatever heated run there is. But yes, yeah, ice is in logic since we have seen 2 Chozo tanks. And it looks like we do have a bit of divergence, as Soski will end up checking this Kraid location first. And Solsi is going to find... Ooh, this going left. Yeah, that's a Ridley. Not going to be able to complete this one with the ammo. Yeah, just... there's a reset. So we're actually kind of running out of options for progression here. Likely something is here at ice. Otherwise, wreck ship might be intended. Oh, those speed booster. Okay, well that's great access to Bubble Mountain. Nitro did have enough tanks, like not logically, but did have enough E-tanks to do the Cathedral run. But this will be really nice for cutting out that one heated run. And Solski's reset, yeah, it looks like his reset was to take him back here to toward wreck ship, which is interesting because he loses items doing this. I'm not sure whether he just forgot to save or this was intended all along. But the ship could be the play. And Nitro's going to check the boss too, so that's going to be some time loss here for Nitro. Yeah, what's interesting is that in your mind you could be like, okay, well, there aren't enough Chozo tanks to put heater runs in logic, but it's possible for Wreck Ship to just like have E-tanks and useless items, and have the tanks to put like, the runs in logic to put what is it, suits and stuff in Bubble Mountain. Okay, there we go. Sosi does get the CWJ. It looks like Nitro did take a save right at the Kraid location, though. Okay, it looks like, yeah, chat pointing out that actually speed is technically logic, since they have the speed locations in logic, they have speed. But the wave location I know requires a lot more E-tanks. I believe it's 5. Oh, 4 E-tanks? Okay, my mistake. And Nitro's, yeah, Nitro's ammo is bad too, so no chance for Ridley here. And Nitro's gonna also bail on Norfair. So this could possibly work out for Solski. It's just kind of unfortunate how he lost the ice beam from that reset, since getting it back won't be the easiest thing in the world, since he did also lose the grapple beam. Oh, and Stragon. That was a little surprising to me too. So, wow, this wreck ship is a bust for both players. Because, I mean, Nitro undoubtedly in his mind is thinking the same thing, that wreck ship's gotta have something. Either, or possibly even more E-tanks, or a suit. And not something you can... I mean, there's a boss there, but not something you can collect right now. That is a good point. Also, we actually have charge, so Crocmire could be holding the goods. In Chozo, it's a lot worse, like even worse, considering there's only one location there. But I mean, this isn't much better, having to go all the way up the ship and back. Yeah, Nitro does have the grapple, but with no suits, no high jump, definitely not an optimal situation to be in if you executed Dragon kill. Like, just not having various suit is just so bad for the amount of damage you take from the turrets, and I don't know about losing some health here. I mean, I'm feeling like Nitro's just gonna reset. I don't really know if he's gonna commit to Dragon fight. Yeah, he's not saving. Okay, so this is actually good. Well, he's not resetting yet. Definitely is not an optimal spot for ammo or... Oh, he just took another turret hit there. Like, he has grapple for the kill, but then doesn't really have a way to get out if he spends the health on that. Oh, and it actually looks like... Actually, what was here? If I was here, bombs were here. I guess Solsi just wants to collect everything. But that's going to be even more of a time loss. Kind of going all the way back through Brinstar. Yeah, okay, Nitro's going to finally reset here. He does have, I believe, a save, yeah, in way back before the Kraid boss. But this is good, because now he knows that it has to be something in Norfair. It's also very interesting that in terms of logic, I believe it has to be Speed or Croc. And with that charge beam and not a lot of health, I wouldn't be surprised if Nitro went straight for Croc first. Yeah, and it looks like he is. There's a farm spot here. Fortunately, with no wave beam, it's always kind of stressful to do this gate glitch while in a heated room. And Solski is checking Edekun's area, which, again, is very interesting because it's just miners here. He has charge, so I'm not positive what he's checking this area for. Possibly more E-tanks. Yeah, there's a nice refill area too, so Nitro is on his way to Crocmire. And there's Croc down. And with the grapple beam, we'll check this item. No harm, since Croc has to do his whole death animation. And Nitro just beelining it right for that grapple beam location. Oh, it gets trolled by those flies there. And it looks like that's a good jump. And Croc is holding Wave Beam. Well, it's an item for the Wondrous Wave Enjoyers, but not the progression. So, okay, well, next stop, Speed Booster. Yeah, I mean, at this point, considering what's left, there has to be a suit at Bubble Mountain. Yeah, one problem with the Wave Beam early is just making these farms slower, since you have to freeze before killing the enemies. Oh, here's another E-Tank at Bubble Mountain, which will, I mean, it's useful. Yeah, I mean, even I'm not totally 100% sure about the logic. I just know that you kind of take major minor into account, but there's like a minimum of those tanks that need to be Chozo tanks for this area to be in logic. But I mean, both runners, or Nitro has checked everything, so we just know 100% that this has to be something. Yeah, getting up Bubble Mountain not nice either, with no high jump and speed booster giving your jump, but it's the right side wall jumps, which is very nice. Saves time compared to having to run to the save room and back out. Probably gonna click that super. And okay, there it is, gravity suit. So they probably would have preferred to find Vari suit, but with no high jump either, that would have been kind of awkward. So what's really interesting is it's possible for Varasuit to be behind Dragon now. And yes, not to mention, so in Chozo, there's a lot fewer locations in Meridia. You would really prefer not to have to check those locations if you don't have to, because it's just Shaktul and Plasma, and we already know that Dragon's in the ship. But again, there's really not much else the runners can do right now, since I believe with that gravity suit placement, at least for now, we don't have wave in logic, even though they're definitely checking it. But it's possible for Meridia to give you E-tanks for wave beam location, if that was Varasuit. Yeah, health is a little bit sketch here too, if it's not even an E-tank at wave. Although he has CF, right, he has CF ammo, so not... Oh, okay, Spazer. I mean, it's an upgrade. That does make his beam stronger. Yeah, it might be a little bit tight getting out of single chamber area. Takes a hit. He has, I believe, just the one. Ooh, that is not a lot of health. Should be fine as long as he hits that wall jump. Yeah. So yeah, at this point, we've seen both Ridley and Dragon, so that means that Kraid and Fantoon are hiding in Meridia and in Lower Norfair. I'm actually going to take this time to just CF right here, which I don't blame for that. Taking a save too, right here. That is interesting. I'm not really sure where any type of save scum could help him if he were to come back to this point. Because there is another save underneath too, if he was thinking about a Shack Tool play right here. Oh, it could be... Oh, maybe he's going to try to kill Ridley first. Oh, I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't think... Okay, no, he's not. Yeah, so there's a couple of options here, none of which are very appetizing. Doesn't have access to the plasma since Dragon's still up in the ship. So it looks like Nitro will just beeline it for the Meridia boss location. It's really weird to just go all the way through Meridia and not even have a accessible location. Like Shack Tool was possible, but definitely not nice with their items that they had. Because normally you'd want to have both bombs and Spring Ball, or high jump, or space jump, or of course have to do the ice clip, which is very finicky. And Nitro taking yet another save. I mean, this is not the typical Chozo seed. Kind of very inconvenient routing. I don't think either runner is feeling too good about how the seed's going. And Solskjaer all the way in the meantime, he's pretty much just following what Nitro's been doing, since like the seed has been pretty forced, like linear as in what it wants you to do. So he's gonna pick up his gravity suit now. Nitro definitely. Oh, not gravity suit. Gravity suit was forgot. Or he already picked it up. He was checking this item. Yeah. Picked up his Spazer. I don't believe he's checked Croc. So he's gonna have to spend time doing that. It's really slow, but in his mind, Croc could obviously have Varisuit, and him taking that long reset could be even more motivation to just go for Croc now. Yeah, it's never a check you want to have to do in a Chozo. Yeah, he is gonna go down. And Nitro's gonna find out who our boss is, and it looks like Fantoon. That was a fast transition, yeah, it's Fantoon. So Chip is most likely holding the goods. Most likely. Yeah, I mean, again, there's no doubt that Solsky did lose a lot of time just having to pick up all those Sprint Star items. So it's just of like thinking of what did my opponent do, right? If he skipped Croc just because Croc is slow, then it might be better to check this now if it actually has Verisuit. Nitro actually going for charge shots. That's not something I see that often with no plasma. Since even with the new beam combo, it's not the strongest beam. Oh, he missed the Doppler there. He needs one more round. Yeah, it should be just one more round for him. Yeah, has the super, and there's a dead Phantoon for Nitro. So, without a doubt, he's going straight up to the ship. And actually, that's the first boss kill at 36 minutes, so also not something used to be very common in Chozo. Yeah, chat pointing out the way to route to wreck ship, because it's often a discussion about, oh yeah, how much faster is taking Forgotten Highway or slower. But in this spot, Forgotten Highway is... Wait. He... Wait, no, he can't do that. Because... Yeah, it's Dragon, okay. Just ignore me. Yeah, the preferred route is going through Cack Alley. It'd be pretty slow to have to go all the way around. And having Speed Booster and Grapple makes Everest pretty easy. I'm not sure if he can make this jump. He's gonna do a diagonal spark, but that's not gonna reach the door. If you have high jump, you can just do a momentum jump from the right side. Oh, it looks like he had... Oh, that's a nice setup. Okay, he had the door open to get the spark from the bottom. That is not something I've... At least I don't think I've seen that before. Well, today I learned something, that's for sure. And Nitro gonna have a much easier time across the moat, of course. Putting that grapple to good use. And Solsi is gonna be... Well, we'll see what Solsi decides to do. Again, Shack Tool is possible with what he has, but definitely not optimal, so... It's most likely he's just following what Nitro's route is. And yeah, Nitro has checked the boss here, so I believe he's fine to... Yeah, okay, he's gonna check the right side supers because that's a faster check than the E-Tank. So we'll do this check first before Dragon. Oh, it's just the last reserve tank. Or the only reserve tank, but I believe that could be the last tank overall. I'm not sure. There might be one more E-Tank we haven't seen. Saving supers for the eye door. It's not something I see a whole lot. Or like not using supers on it. But has some pretty good equipment. Has the grapple. This should be very, very fast for Nitro. And Nitro is... Okay, he's setting up for an X Factor lead. But having to menu, never like to do that. Oh yeah, and the timing's off too. Yeah. The pause made it so that the music advanced, so I think he just lost his timing on when to spark. And it's like the PBs either, yeah. Okay, but here we go. Here's the quick grapple kill though. By Nitro. And there it is, the very suit. So, the ship, or at least Fantoon, was technically not required. Because that pretty much places, that will place the runners in go mode. It's not a great loadout, but they do have their charge beam, they do have bombs for worse room if they don't want to hyper jump. So yeah, I don't know if the wreck ship E is really worth checking. I mean, it'll only be worth just because the runners have like checked every location, and they know that it would be likely to be a good item. But yeah, just the sheer amount of time needed to go there. Nitro says no to that. He's just gonna book it. So, unfortunately for Solski, that Versuit was pretty much in the most convenient spot. So this is a pretty big deficit for him to overcome. Nitro would have to seriously mess up in Lower Norfair or in Turian. But, I mean, who knows? I've seen people of all caliber and skills screw up at some point or take a death. Nitro goes into Slaughter's refill and decides not to take it. That is a very interesting play. That is one of the plays of all time I've seen. Also looks like he's gonna leave Ridley for later, which, I mean, is fine. It's not really a big deal whether you go to the Kraid location now or later. I mean, Ridley could easily be holding a nice movement item, but I guess didn't really have great ammo. It's probably thinking he had to farm a lot for it. Oh, okay, I see. I think Nitro's making a statement on what refill he prefers, because he's gonna take the Nutella refill into Remembered Highway. And Solski, I apologize for not seeing this, but Solski actually is going for Shack Tool, which, okay, is a play that's absolutely kind of makes sense, considering he knows he's in a not a great spot, and it's unlikely that anyone would want to check this. Unfortunately, it's not gonna pay off. Like, it doesn't even matter what's here, but I mean, I respect this play from Solski. Yeah, getting the, if you don't have the like the setup, the first time setup, it's just such a pain getting the Puyo to be on the right vertical height. Oh, there you go. There you go. Nice job. And nice fast pillars from Nitro. It looks like Nitro is gonna attempt the hyper jump. Okay, he gave it a few tries. And now it's just going for the bomb. Well, it's just X-ray. That is cruel. That's like the one thing that has like literally zero value for Solski right now. So yeah, Solski knows he has to just head straight to ship. Fortunately, he literally has no other options. Oh, nice morph over the pirate. Like that, doing that without high jump is a little finicky. Yeah, vertical movement when you don't have you have speed booster, no high jump really sucks, because if you are holding the run button, your jump will be even shorter than it normally is. Interesting full morph ball strategy through the key hunters. Oh, he missed the spark on Metal Pirates. That's unfortunate. Have to do the backup missile kill. And that second one looks better, yeah, that was high enough. And by process of elimination, this last lower nerfer boss has to be Kraid, unless something seriously went wrong with the game. And there it is, there's our Kraid. And he's setting up for the... Well, I thought he was setting up for the 2 missile. Gonna pause there. Oh, just Yeah, it didn't have Kraid's mouth on the right frame. So we have a standing Kraid for Nitro. Kraid taking sweet time to open his mouth. Should be just one more, two more supers. There we go. And that's 3 out of 4 bosses down for Nitro. And Kraid has high jump boots. Very welcome sight for Nitro. So it's looking, I mean, he literally has pretty much any percent or the new route loadout right now. Also showing why this pre-real room sucks with all the lag from the enemies. And Solski, meanwhile, is in his Dragon fight. Will be collecting the very suit pretty soon. But just, I mean, so far behind. He's an entire going from Viridia all the way to, or Wreck Ship all the way to Lower Norfair and the boss. That's how far the gap, how big the gap is. Nice right side quick kill though. That thing is not trivial at all. And is rewarded with his very suit. I am definitely not sure about that. My only knowledge of Nitro was just from a lot of practice runs, since unless he changed his name, I don't believe he was. I believe this is his first season of Rando League at the very least. But he's definitely a really strong player, just from the practices that I've raced against him. And this is going to be a pretty long farm. He's he's using this for his relief farm. Okay, he's going to just go up to 3718's plenty with his beam combo. And we have a high five on the elevator. Oh, nope. Okay, I'm dumb. No, not even the same elevator. But it looked like one. So I'll count that as a high five. Oh, Nacho's gonna farm supers here. Okay. I also pretty smart. It's the mini Kraid. It's very, very fast to collect. He drops like 4 supers instantly and you just wait a little longer to collect the last one. And we'll have more than enough for just a pure super Ridley fight. And yeah, Solski's going straight for the boss, which I do. Oh, using a lot of supers there though. But I do like this play in terms of it really had or really has some useful movement item that will save him time in low Norfair. Just unfortunately, not going to really make a difference in this one. And Nitro will not check the item. Yep, had the high jump already from Kraid. I mean, Plasma would save a bit of time, but his ammo's good, and the beam is strong enough anyway. Okay, and there we go. An actual high five in mini Kraid hallway. And Solsti's also going to farm up these supers here. Solski gonna go for the charge beam shots, and now has really in the second phase for all those supers. I really should just be about dead in like one or two more. Yeah, no high jump being a big troll here. Yeah, should be dead now there. And let's hope that something is here for Solski at least. Finds Plasma Beam. Pretty nice if not for the situation he was in. But yeah, had it been an even game, that would save a bit of time in Turian. But Nitro already passed the ship, heading to Turian with that solid 80% loadout. Yeah, nice strat there in the Terminator room. I would be surprised if he had not run this game, at least recently. And here with the double elevator, but unfortunately one is not even into Lower Norfair for his final boss, and Nitro, meanwhile. Oh, barely missed the... Okay, he's gonna group these. Has bombs, so that's nice for a grouped kill in the Metroids. Yeah, this is definitely a new route or 80% type of strat. That second room. Cloud Opportunity Troll. And next up is the baby skip. Yeah, this looks like Sosuke got the right timing, or oh, we did. He's gonna retry it, the grab jump. It did not jump, unfortunately, for the pause. And Nitro has a pretty good... Oh, that was close. Yeah, the baby was a little bit low on his last jump. He had the first shot through the blocks, but barely missed the skip. And yes, chat asking about the streams. I will take this time to plug... oops, that's the wrong one. The runners, and to follow our two runners, Solski and Nitro. And big thanks to Jestro on the tracker again. I know Jestro is one of the most hardworking trackers in the league right now, so those are always appreciated since we absolutely need a tracker for any restream to be possible. Nitro with the quick ice skip and is through to first phase of Mother Brain. Good amount of ammo. He has ammo for about half the fight, so it's only going to need... Yeah, it looks like if he hits perfectly, he's only going to need 27 charge shots here. And Solski with the nice IBJ with the eggplant. Yeah, this is why I'm not a huge fan of alternate sprites. I think there are going to be so many tricks I would not be able to time or view properly different sprites. I also like this, saving the last 15 supers for catch-up phase. And not enough tanks for stand-up, so it's going to be damaging down here, and that is the end of Mother Brain 2 for Nitro. Nice K-Goes by Solski. Accidentally not queuing up the super though for the door. Missing the spark too, but oh, he has the the full beam combo for these pirates. His help there, and gets the spark on the second pirate. And yes, the saddest part coming. The baby sacrifice for Samus. But at least we get a really cool beam out of it. And a nice Mother Brain 3 fight by Nitro. High jump making this 3-shot jump strategy easier. Meanwhile, while Solski is picking up his high jump boots. Yep, has all 4 bosses down, but unfortunately Nitro is already in the escape. And looks like a very good Leodox room so far by Nitro. Also getting the last Spoonfall. Ooh, looks like he's gonna have to, yeah, stopped his run there, so we have to do a short charge. Let's do a normal right side, spark up, climb. And Nitro in the final room. He's gonna finish in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 31 seconds. GG to Nitro. And Solsi does see that and decides to forfeit, as he still has quite a ways until the completed seed. But yeah, GG's to both. This was an unusually annoying seed for Chozo. Oftentimes Chozo will kind of gate you in the beginning, which is just very, very strange seed. But Nitro with the better decision making in this one. And that's also a really important win for Wondrous Wave and Joyers, because that improves him to 6-3 and keeps him in contention for that first seed. Since Catgirls is in first, but they have a very tough matchup this week versus Chicago Bullies, I believe. And now we're joined by Nitro, our winner, GG, and very interesting Chozo seed. You must have been tell us how you're feeling.
Hello, GG's. Yeah, well, I'm glad because I won, of course, and I'm also happy because I think I played pretty well overall, which is always good. But yeah, this seed was not good. This is pretty bad. One of these Chozos, and I'm also just a little disappointed because of that Dragon. Like, I don't know how it would have been a lot. Like, I don't know how much time I could have saved if I could have gotten out of that, but it would have been really nice.
Yeah, it was just it was a weird spot. You were close, but just not having like the full energy and the ammo just kind of made that one not.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did like mess up. I know I could have done it better, but I mean, like the way I got gooped, I mean, I'm gonna call that kind of unlucky. I know it's not, but it would have been enough because it was Varia behind. Like, I definitely still could have died trying to grapple jump out, but would have had at least 2 or 3 attempts. It would have been close, but that would have been so nice.
Yeah, it was just interesting because I know that me and Chad and I were constantly kind of predicting about, oh, well, here's a spot that probably is something. Nope, can't be that. I was like, oh, it looks like it has to be Croc. Nope, it wasn't Croc either. So
yeah, I know for sure it was going to be Croc. I was shocked when there wasn't something at Croc. Yeah, usually when you get speed and charge early in Chozo, there's like always something at Croc. It just does that all the time, but not this time.
Yeah, so both of you were pretty much kind of just going back and forth. I think I saw already in race time Solski with unfortunate error with the forgetting about the boss shuffle or forgetting to save, which was the difference. But it was just, yeah, it's a seed where you couldn't really catch up if you took such a huge time loss like that.
Yeah, that's
you went the Shack tool, which just, again, it was pretty much just you're looking for Varia suit. That was it.
Yeah.
So, I guess, how do you and your team feel? Like this, I was just saying, like, this is really important for you guys because your division is extremely tight. And, I mean, Muscle Club are no slouches. They're a really strong team. So, yeah. I guess, how do you feel about this week? And, I guess, thinking about the playoffs, because you guys, like, aren't clinched, but this definitely helps a lot in your seeding and your standings.
Yeah, I'll say we have a lot of confidence. I think our worst losses are out of the way, and we have a really good shot of doing really well in the last 3 weeks here, and hopefully in playoffs.
Yeah, looking forward to it because I believe is this the first season for you and Smellin at least?
Right.
I
Yeah.
could be wrong. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, for her
Yeah,
season.
I'm fairly new overall. I think Smellin's been playing a bit longer than me, but he hasn't been playing Rando as long as I have. And Sasha, he's been around for a while, of course.
Yeah. So I guess yeah. Any last words? Otherwise, probably just wrap it up now.
No, I think that's all. GG, Solski. It's unfortunate what happened, and thank you for the comms and everybody else for the restream. It's always a pleasure to race these. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's all from me.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's Stardew Valley. I'm just watching what Solski's doing.
Oh, I see
But
that now.
thanks again. Yeah, for the tracking by Jestro again, and of course follow the runners. In terms of our schedule, actually, I believe there's a race going right now between Beef Robber and June. I think yeah, it's June and Beef Robber right now. So you can head over to Speed Gaming 3, and we actually have 2 more races too tonight. We have at 10 Eastern Papa Smo versus Messier on this channel. So that's you can just wait here. And again on Speed Gaming 3, we have Professional School versus P-Toil. It looks like another very hype matchup against those 2 teams at 11 p.m. Other than that, my name is Plumps, and thanks for watching, and we will see you next mission.